Hey everybody, it's Brian here from Co-op Critics, and I'm playing a game today that I haven't played for quite a while, and that is Dark Souls 3. I'm actually in the Profaned Capital, which is where I've been stuck for a while now, but today we're going to beat this section of the game. So, this is Molly Metalhead. She is the strength build that I've been playing on the Xbox One version of Dark Souls 3. I'm also doing a faith-based build on the PS4. But we're dropping down from the first ladder here, and what you're going to see is me fight this first enemy, and then I'm going to speed things up because I took a long time clearing out this level. So, the boss at the end of this level is Yhorm the Giant, and we are going to fight him, and you are going to see me get my butt kicked a couple of times. So, without further ado, there are some jailer's handmaids that are down at the bottom here, as you'll see as I zoom in, that are around this giant bowl of fire that they just shot a fireball out from. And these can really throw you off when you're trying to cross the bridge to my left. But I was hoping that maybe I could snipe them from afar. My bow doesn't have the range to do that. So once I sort of figured that out and got myself burnt at least one time, then I turned my focus to getting across the bridge. And the thing about the bridge is, as you'll see in a second, once I give up that futile exercise, is that the bridge has two problems. One is they are shooting fireballs at you, as you can see right there. The second is that you're about to see a gargoyle with a huge stone, like fire spear, that is going to start coming up the bridge toward me. And if you're not careful, you can get caught dealing with the gargoyle and get hit in the backside with a fireball. But you also have to kind of like lure the gargoyle to you, so you can fight him up closer to where you first entered the level at the bottom of the ladder. So I'm just trying to get his attention right now, and I wasn't doing a very good job of that. So I pulled out the old bow, and the bridge is curved, so he's kind of walking up one side and walking back down. And I've already sort of aggroed the handmaids, so the fireballs keep coming. So I really just want to get this guy over to me, and finally he sort of takes flight, and you see his diving spear attack there. This is a little iffy because you can actually roll off the edge of the little area here that you're on, and the camera's a little bit wonky, so I'm just trying to take care of him quickly, and he is continually trying to do these dive attacks on me, but I'm trying to take him down quickly so that I can just run straight across the bridge. And I finally managed to take him down. And then what I'm going to do now is speed things up, because the next half an hour was me basically going through. So we're going to pick up the pace here, and you're going to see me charge down into this area here where we have a couple things going on. You have some handmaids to the left, and there's a gargoyle sort of prowling around to the right. So I spent a very long time trying to lure the handmaids up one by one, because even without that giant bowl of fire that the other ones had, these ones with their lanterns can shoot fire at you. They have sort of a homing fireball thing, and they also have like a flame arc thing. And so my goal here was basically just to get one of them up at a time and hopefully be able to just take care of them quickly, but they're not following me all the way up to this door. So I was kind of just using my arrows to pick them off one by one, and eventually what happened was I upset the gargoyle, who is now roaming down below this platform, and you can see he's going to keep trying to jump up and stab me. He can't fit through that doorway, and he really just kind of keeps walking into the ledge that I am standing on right now. So I ended up trying to do a couple of sort of dive attacks on him, where I just sort of, fall on him and hit him from above, and I ended up taking care of him, but it took longer than it really should have. So that was my goal there, was to basically get rid of the gargoyle. Of course, while I was doing that, I re-aggroed the handmaids, luckily only one at a time, so I didn't get completely overwhelmed. But I didn't mention at the beginning of this video, this is literally the first time that I've picked up Dark Souls 3 in probably about 3 or 4 months. So maybe not the best idea to just jump into this area without any sort of a warm-up. I could have done some co-op or something, but I did not. I decided to just jump in. So once I took care of those handmaids, you can see there's another group across the way. They are all guarding a couple of chests that 2 of them are actually mimics, and I don't even bother with them. But again, I'm trying to lure the handmaids over one at a time just so I don't have to deal with them in a group. And the bow just about has enough range to like hit them once from afar, and then I have to keep sort of luring them towards me. So the goal here was to hit them with a couple arrows, make them come all the way across, and then take them out with my sword. And I think I'm using, I forget what it is, the Wolf Greatsword or something like that, +2 or something, which is great. I really haven't found a weapon that I'm like completely in love with, although I'll talk more about that at the end of this video. But so yeah, that's what I'm kind of using right now. I'm doing the strength build, and really the machete was my go-to weapon for a while because it has an A scaling with strength, which means that it is, you know, with a strength build, it's really good, but it sort of hits a plateau. So I've been messing around with a few different weapons, and nothing has really been blowing me away as far as like feeling really good to use. So, but I do like to use that bow to pick people off. So one by one, I'm taking care of the handmaids here. And what I didn't realize is that, because I kind of lost my bearings, is that to my right are the 4 that were shooting fireballs at me as I started this level. So I now have to deal with them, and I'm running out of arrows, and I really didn't realize that I was running out of arrows, so I ended up kind of putting myself in a little bit of a rough situation. And I totally forgot about another enemy that you're going to see me run into in a second. So yeah, ran out of arrows, now just kind of have to deal with them. I knew the boss wasn't a boss that I was going to be using arrows on, so I wasn't too concerned about it, but I've kind of spent a long time at this point clearing out this level, so I really wanted to make sure that I didn't screw anything up, at least until I got a chance to fight the boss. So what I've done here is I've taken the spear that I got from one of the gargoyles, and I'm giving that a try, and it's pretty cool. You can get a lot of attacks with sort of the standard attack with it, but it doesn't do a ton of damage, but it's not bad. So I just kind of used it to finish off these handmaids. And then once I did that, I kind of went down, grabbed this thing here, which I think was just a rusted coin, went back up the stairs, went over to the last handmaid, and that's when I forgot that there is a gargoyle, and that's what I was running from, who I pissed off, and so now the gargoyle is chasing me. So I have a gargoyle to deal with, and I have 1 handmaid left in this part of the level. So at this point, I want to go back to my trusty sword because I don't want to mess around with the gargoyle, and I don't think his own weapon is going to do a great job on him. So end up fighting the gargoyle. He almost killed me at least once. I mistimed a couple of rolls and really got skewered a couple of times, but I had enough Estus flasks where I was okay, and I have a healing spell, so I just kind of used that. Ended up taking this guy down, and then once I did that, I think there was 1 handmaiden left. Yeah, there was. So I took care of her, and then I wasn't going to mess with the mimics now because I didn't want to take the chance that one would kill me before I got to the boss fight. So I sat down. I used an ember to go, you know, kind of full human, and then I was hoping that I was going to find somebody who had thrown down their summon sign so that I could get a little help with this boss. That did not happen. So I ended up sitting here, and I cut this whole part out coming up, but I ended up sitting here for a while and hoping that somebody would come along, and no one ended up coming along. So I eventually decided, screw it, I'm just going to go in, even though I just wasted an ember, and I will take on the boss myself. So now we're back down to regular speed, and I'm going in the first time. Now there is a sword. You can see Yhorm the Giant coming. He is huge. He is much faster than you would think that he is. I already died to him months ago. That's my guy that died like months ago in there that I retrieved the souls from. But up here by his throne is a sword from the original Demon Souls game called the Storm Ruler, I believe. And it does a great job against the giants because it has kind of this wind attack. The problem is, after I picked it up, I had to go into my menus to equip it. And I'm just trying to get some distance from this guy so that I can go into my menu, but going into a menu during a boss fight is not a good idea. So you can see here, I'm kind of like, holy crap, holy crap, holy crap. I really need to get this thing. And I didn't even have enough time to do it because I couldn't recognize which weapon was the Storm Ruler because all the stupid swords look the same and I didn't have enough time to like read. So of course I get myself cornered. I was hoping to get behind the throne. This whole boss battle right here going horribly. And remember, I just spent a half an hour clearing out this level to get to him. And I've made a complete mess of this. I've taken like nothing off of him, maybe 10 points off of him so far. Again, I'm hoping maybe I can use this sword. Maybe I can get the sword from my menus. Nope, he's right behind me. And I kind of make, I think, a last-ditch effort to get away from him, get into my menu, and equip this sword, and it fails miserably, if I'm not mistaken. Or maybe I just bailed on that altogether. Nope, I went back into the menu. There we go. Stupid move. And I'm getting destroyed as this is happening. So, again, still haven't equipped the weapon. And get myself killed. So that's a half an hour wasted right there, and an ember, because I couldn't get anybody to summon. Well, I skipped the whole part of me getting back here, so we're right back for round 2 with this boss. And this time, I have the sword, I have it equipped. Now, what you have to do to charge its big attack is you have to hold it in a particular stance, like I'm doing right now, and then it will eventually, right there, charge up for the big attack. But you have to have the time to charge it. And so I'm thinking, I'll do the first one, and I wasted it, because I didn't realize that it's not a projectile attack. It is just a buff to your actual sword swipe. So now what you're going to see is me trying to charge this thing up without getting killed and basically not having enough time to do it. And I make a mess of my second attempt to fight this boss. So Yhorm is just stalking me throughout the level. I'm trying to stay around his ankles. I'm trying to stay out of the way of that gigantic machete. And I'm not doing a very good job. And I'm trying to stay in that stance long enough to charge up the sword. And I can't. You can see that it has this sort of buff that it starts with, but you have to charge it for long enough, and you'll get like a little, you'll see kind of the wind expand, and that tells you that it's charged. And I just could not get it charged up. So I ended up just trying to attack him with it, and it's a terrible sword to just attack with if you're not using the special attack. So again, I'm going in here with the sword that I don't know how to use, I'm not charging it up appropriately, and I'm trying to get off these attacks against this guy. And maybe I got one at some point, but really I'm just hacking at his ankles, and I'm not doing any damage at all. So it's just a complete mess at this point. And I knew as I was fighting him here that this was going to end in death. I knew this was not going to work out well. So here we are, me poking around at his nether regions and slashing at his ankles. I've done, again, maybe 100 points of damage against him. So I'm just dodging around and prolonging my death. And I'm attacking with the sword before I have enough time to charge it up. And we're dead again. So that's 2. Fast forward to the third one. And the third time is the charm, and I'm going to show you basically the whole run here. So all we're doing here is I'm back at the bonfire. I am ready to go. I have the sword ready. I do not want to fight anything on the way, so my goal is just to evade everything, because all the enemies have respawned. So that whole half hour that I spent at the beginning of the video, wasted. And all those enemies are still here. So I know I don't want to deal with the gargoyle. I just want to get across the bridge. I need to trigger him and lure him toward me so that I can run under him. And I'm waiting, and I'm waiting. And I know that those fireballs are going to keep coming. And he's not being cooperative. Finally, he starts making his way up here. Now, remember, I fought him earlier, and it is not a super hard fight, but you have to be careful because of the footing, and he certainly does a lot of damage when he hits you. So I don't want to deal with any of that. And I'm not far enough down the bridge to get him to come after me, so I got to poke out again. Here he finally comes. And now I'm off to the races. I'm going. More fireballs, hoping that none of them hit me. Now in here, you have the handmaids, you have another gargoyle, you have the handmaids that are shooting fireballs at me. I don't want to deal with any of them either. So I'm dropping. I'm going to drop down again. And I'm just sprinting for the corridor on the left, which is where the fog gate is, to the boss. So I managed to get to the boss without taking any damage. I got the sword equipped. I go in. I know I need to charge it up. I'm just reminding myself, please don't forget to charge it up. Don't get panicked. But the guy's a freaking giant. So how do you not get panicked when he's coming towards you? So here we go. He is stalking towards me. I have it charged now. And you'll see when I connect with the first one, boom. Nope, I missed on the first one. So I just did regular damage. So that was just like a regular strike. So already I'm freaking out a little bit. Good news is he didn't hit me either. I'm charging up. I use it again. Boom. That one, you see how much it took off. It took off about 1/5 of his energy. So you can see why you want to use the Storm Ruler sword. But he doesn't give you a whole heck of a lot of time to charge it up. You kind of have to stay near him, because if you back away, he'll just run at you. So again, trying to charge it, charged. And boom. And I miss. So I'm about 50-50 on my attacks right now. And again, cannot withstand a beating from this guy. Get killed again. So that's time 3. So now we are going back to the bonfire. And we're going to try it all over again. So this will be time 4, I believe, of trying to kill this boss. Now each time I'm making progress. And basically the reason that I'm showing all of this is because this is Dark Souls. This is what you do. You suffer and you fail and you learn and you come back again. And so here we are again. I'm at the bridge, and the thing is, like, everything has to go, like, perfect, almost, in order for you to survive a level or an encounter or anything else. Because, again, everything respawns, everything's back again, all the same, you know, one mistake and you're done, and boom, I get hit with a fireball. Now this dude's right behind me. I'm not anywhere near far enough ahead of him. I'm off time now. I'm already panicking. And we get back down here, and it's the same deal. Don't aggro the handmaidens, or the handmaids. Don't aggro the gargoyle. Equip the sword so that I can just go right through the fog gate. Here we go. Drop down. Go through again. And okay. So we're in here, but I did take damage, and I did have to use some of my healing, but now I'm back at the fog gate again. Okay, so 4, time number 4. Here we go. I forgot that I died 3 times. I thought it took me 3 times. It took me 4 times. Again, charging my sword. Ready for the attack. And maybe this time? Yes, this time I get one off, but he hit me too. So now he took off 2/3 of my health. I took off 1/5 of his health. And now I'm just trying to create some distance so I can use a little bit of my Estus. And also charge up the sword. But again, look how fast he covers that whole arena. We're charging, but boom. I hit him again, and he got me again. So we're just trading blows at this point, but I'm taking off a lot of damage. This is the farthest I've gotten so far. Now he's on fire, so he's in like his second form. He's even more deadly. And Yhorm the Giant is down. Now the cool thing is, you can use his soul. He's one of the Lords of Cinder, so you need to take it back and put it on the throne, but you can also use his soul to get his machete, which is what I did, and you'll see that in another video. But what happens here is, as soon as you kill him, you get another cutscene, and then you're immediately thrown into another area. So there's no... The bonfire doesn't show up here for you to save or travel back to Firelink Shrine, so I was like, oh crap, I'm down on Estus, I don't know where this is taking me. And it takes you to, I believe, Lothric Castle, where you first met, I want to say her name is Emma, which was a long time ago, towards the beginning of the game. And now I have no idea what's going on. I'm thinking, is this... I know it's not the end of the game. It can't possibly be the end of the game yet. And so... But I'm kind of losing my bearings here, because I just survived this boss fight. I just want to be safe again. I just want to go back to Firelink. I don't want to mess around. I don't want to lose all these souls that I just got, because I need to level up still. My strength is not... It's not high enough. Like, I'm still fairly low level. I'm like late 50s, early 60s in terms of level. So once it finishes loading, for crying out loud, there we go. You can see that I have the boss soul, and I have the, I basically have the stuff to go put on the throne. But we're back in Lothar Castle, and here I believe is Emma. And she's basically saying things are in my hands, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, lady, I don't want any of this responsibility right now. I get this basin. And then she disappears. I'm like, okay, where's my bonfire? No bonfire. So I walk over to the statue, which clearly it appears that I'm supposed to do. Head over to the statue. And all of a sudden the doors are closing behind me. And I know what this is. This is the dancer of the Boreal Valley, who I have no intention of facing right now. So I just need to get the heck out of here. So I immediately am thinking... Homeward Bone. I just need to use a Homeward Bone. I need to get the heck out of here. I am not prepared for another boss fight. I don't have half my Estus. It's a bad spot. But you can see this cool cutscene where the dancer comes down, and she is brutal. And about halfway through that fight, she turns into an even more deadly boss, and it's one of the hardest boss fights in the game. Not something I can do right now. So I'm just trying to get out of here. I'm waiting for the cutscene to be over. I want to hit the Homeward Bone, and I am going to get the Homeward Bone. And it's going to take me back to Firelink Shrine, because I will have to have this boss fight in another video. But as I'm sort of wrapping up here, that's going to do it for this video. So if you like this video, please click like and subscribe to our YouTube page. I am going to be doing more Dark Souls 3 videos, because I do want to finish my playthrough of the game. So hopefully you enjoyed this one, and stay tuned for more, because I'm kind of back in the zone now of moving forward now that I beat that boss. So thanks for watching.